Good evening. Welcome to Saturday's Live. Welcome, everybody. Can you guys see my picture that's on the screen? Oh, I think you can. Yeah, I can see it on the iPad. Sometimes they don't show up, so when you like redo your picture, I don't know. It was already on there, so thank you guys all for being here. We're going to go over some stuff with the Idaho 4 case today, but before we get started with that, I want to bring up another case that just kind of came out and hit the news, and it's been going kind of viral. So hello everybody. I see everyone's here. I saw that I was a little late tonight. I thought I was going to get on at 7:15, but I wanted to hurry and take a quick shower. So I'm just waiting on my hair to kind of dry. It's half dry, half not. Having one of those days. Half past midnight there, Karen. Oh wow. Hey Leo. Hi everybody. Hey Diana. I see everybody's in here. Legendary's in here. Summer. Isabel. I see the whole crew's here. We got the whole crew. Marianne, I love it. The whole crew. Carol, Richie. I saw ATS News was in here. Amanda. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Is it hot where everybody else is at right now? Because it's really humid here. It's real humid. Yeah. Really, really humid. So that's why I'm like, I feel like I'm sticking to everything tonight. It's hot there, yeah. It's hot here, and I'm in Ohio, so. Before we get started with Idaho 4, I wanted to bring up Carly Russell. She's a missing person. I think everybody, well, almost everybody, I think has probably heard of this case by now. It's gross there too, yeah. 109, Mike. Oh yeah, no, it's not that hot here. I'm done. You win. It's only 77 here, and I still feel like I'm dying. It's Ohio, like Ohio heat is different. It's just like really humid and gross. It's freezing in Australia. Well, then I need to go over there. Because, woo, your girl is feeling warm today. I'm going to have to cool down for a minute. Let me turn my camera on so you guys can see me in all my glory. I blow dried my hair halfway. It's like halfway done. It's kind of weird. But I wanted to go over this because I'm gonna do a full live on over Carly Russell's case tomorrow. But I wanted to gather more information. I know there's a bunch of stuff that's been coming out, so I want to try to get a little, nice live together and do that in the morning. But she went missing on July 13th at around 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. She was abducted in the Hoover area, and it says area of 1459 and is missing. So basically what happened was this woman was driving down the highway. She saw a toddler in the road, and she went like on the side of the road, I guess. She went to pull over her vehicle like a good Samaritan would. And she went to call the police. She called the police. The officer got off the phone with her, and I'm not sure why the officer got off the phone with her, but for some reason, the officer got off the phone with her, and she called a family member, and when she called the family member, that's when the family member heard her scream, I guess a scuffle, and then they just heard the line kind of go dead in a way. You could just hear like the passing call of vehicles. So it's very, very strange. I've looked up pictures of the road, and it just looks so crazy that you would even see a child like when you go by, let alone no one else saw the child other than you. So it's very strange. It's very strange. Let me see if this has her. It has the contact information on there. It doesn't have her height and weight. Oh, no, it does. Okay. I was gonna say I remember it anyway. But she's 25 years old. She's around 150 to 160, and she's 5'4". Now, her mom came out and said that all of her belongings were left at the crime scene. That's what I'm going to call it, the abduction site. All of her belongings were left there, including she wears wigs. So she definitely got in a scuffle to where her wig fell off. So her mom said that her hair will be braided really, really short to her head. And I wish they had a picture. I know that she wouldn't want that picture to be out there, but it's going to be the best likeliness of her. And usually people will take a picture without their wigs on too. So I don't know. I just wish that we had a better picture to go on, like a more accurate one. But They do have a bunch of stuff on Twitter about it, and they do have their number here. It says if you have any information, please call the Hoover Police Department, and it's 205-401-3365. And she's 5'4", 150 to 160. It's crazy. I wanted to check something really quick. See if anything. No. Okay. I was just making sure. Yeah, there's a video. So like in the video, you can't really see a lot. You can't see anything. So I'm like, man, but I want to play it. I want to see if we can find it. Oh, they do have her without a wig on. Okay. What's the big thing about hair weaves? Don't get it. I don't know. I think for women of color, like my sister-in-law, she said that like if your hair gets so damaged, it's easier just to do like braids or like a weave in or something like that. Because she has like, I don't know, she has like her hair's Indian like descent and like African American descent. I don't know. It's like, it's beautiful hair, but like she's always had a lot of problems with her hair. She's always wanted to like get stuff done with it. You can see a person walking around the car. Oh, we'll have to look at it then tomorrow. Yeah, I definitely wanted to go over this case, and hopefully, hopefully tomorrow we won't, she'll be found safe and we won't even have to do it. But it's really sad. It's really sad. And like I said, the number, if you had any information, Hoover Police, 205-401-3365. It's so sad. She was just pulled over, to help. Like, oh, man, just to help. That's crazy. Let me go back up to the top of the document here. Actually, I think I go back down. Basically, what I wanted to do tonight was just go over the PCA from Pennsylvania. It does say a little bit of like different, has like different content in there than the other PCAs. And I just realized I don't have my ring hold on 1 second. That's bothering me. I took them off to put lotion on and I forgot them on the table behind me. Whoops. I'll check my DM. Okay, hold on 1 second. You're welcome, American Princess. Yeah, this one's a good one. I started reading this one before and then I don't know what happened. I think documents came out and we kind of just stopped reading it, and then I was like, man, we need to get back to that. Oh, thank you. I'll have to look at that. Thanks, Jan. I appreciate that. Oh, wait. Okay, never mind. I thought that was something else. Yeah, we'll have to do a whole live over her because that's just, it's really crazy. Like earlier when I was putting together the show for tonight, there wasn't a whole lot of information out about her. So basically there was just like, she pulled over to help somebody. She's missing. And there was like no family had come forward really yet. No, her brother's come forward now and stuff. So I was like, oh, now people are like starting to come forward and talk. So, more sealed docs about secret hearing. Oh, so I don't know what he's talking about. Yeah. So there's no new documents that are out. I don't know. Cause I saw that. I think that he got that from another creator that posted it, and they posted it on Twitter as like a response to somebody, because I saw the person that posted it on Twitter. It was the docket. And I was like, oh, did new paperwork come out? So I went and I searched the site, but no new paperwork has come out. So I don't know what I don't know what he's doing. Like, I don't know what he's like talking about with the Facebook and the redacted. I think that's old paperwork, because I looked it up like right before the live, because we are on the case when it comes to these. See, so this is Brian Kohlberger. It was updated on the 12th. And the last one that was on the 12th, it'll be down here. And that was the one that we went over. We went over these last two. See, this is the last document that came out. This has nothing to do with Facebook. This has nothing to do with any of that. So he's looking at old documents. I'm not sure Why is this is the last one to come out? State supplemental response to defendant's second supplemental request for discovery and defendant's motion to compel discovery. Unless it's something I don't know. It's not public record. Oh. Why wouldn't it be public record though? That's weird. I wonder, because I saw it on the docket. Let me see if I go back over here. I think that's who I saw it on. Because I was like, I saw that and I was like, oh, is there like new paperwork? But I thought it was in a response to something. I think that's who it was anyway. I can double check. I need to check my email too because there's new stuff for Chad Dorman out too. Yeah, it says order to seal search warrants. But this is, I don't know. Let me see what the date says. Maybe it'll show me a date on here. It's new. This is just a Zoom meeting, I think. Let's see. Continue as me. Let's see how many pages this is. Well, I might not be able to. I just have to complete the account, I guess. I'm going to pretend that's my birthday. Let's see if I can get them to pull up here on this. Okay. Okay, yeah, maybe we can hit these up. We'll just do them, actually. Yeah, we'll do these after we're done with the PCA if we have time. It looks like everything is just kind of redacted. It's all meta platforms, so it's all Facebook, Instagram, something along those lines. Let me know, guys, if I missed it. If there's anything in here that's like super... If you guys have seen like someone read this and there's something in here super big, let me know and I'll read it. But if not, I'll read it after. So, because I do have them up now. So let's see. Let's make sure I don't get confused. We'll shut these tabs. There we go. Put me on down here for a minute. Alrighty, and let me put the link in chat if anyone wants to become a member. If you guys wouldn't mind hitting the like button, we're going to go ahead and get started here. Finally. I'm like, finally. And I forgot to pin my comment. I do that all the time now. Let's see. There it is. And, oh, and thanks, Summer, for gifting a membership. I saw that, and I meant to thank you when I came on. And I saw, my God, it. I was gonna take the thing off the, like the 60-second thing for non-subscribe or non-members, but I was like, oh, we got a membership. And that should be written by Ann Taylor. Yeah, no, I don't follow JLR either. That's why I was like. I didn't even know he had a live today, but I thought this was older paperwork. Well, the other paperwork, but it looks like it's all meta platforms, so nothing too crazy. I don't think it was anything too crazy. Coffin Doffer said the state has some paperwork due sometime within the next 2 to 3 days. Ooh, yeah, and then defense's alibi. Yeah, it's June 24th. Yeah, Tiffany, we're waiting. It's gonna be a whole thing. I'm gonna be dressed up. I'm ready to hear it. If they redact it, I will be so mad. I'll be like, no, don't do this to me. Don't do it to me. Let me grab my drink real quick. And if you guys need me to, just let me know if you need me to go over anything in this again. Like if I read too fast or If you want to like compare, anything to the first PCA or the second PCA, I could pull those up as well. So, well, thank you, Jan, for gifting a membership. And Bitchy Bookworm got it. Look at that. Hi, Angela. And welcome in, everybody. Thank you guys so much for being here. So I'll go ahead and start reading, and then we'll kind of stop as we need to go. It says the below information is provided by Corporal Brett Payne, who is duly appointed, qualified, and acting peace officer. Let's blow this up. No one can read that. We'd be dying all night. That would be crazy. Within the county of Latah, state of Idaho, Corporal Payne is employed by Moscow Police Department in the official capacity or position of corporal and has been a trained and qualified peace officer for approximately 4 years. I know a lot of people said that he has 2 years experience, but apparently he has 4. Corporal Payne is being assisted by members of the Idaho State Police and agents of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. On November 13th, 2022, at approximately 4 p.m., Moscow Police Department, MPD, Sergeant Blaker, and I responded to 1122 King Road, Moscow, Idaho, hereafter the King Road residence, to assist with scene security and processing of a crime scene associated with 4 homicides. Upon our arrival, the Idaho State Police, ISP, forensic team was on scene and was preparing to begin processing the scene. MPD officers, Officer Smith, one of the initial responding officers to the incident, advised he would walk me through the scene. I'm going to move my iPad over, see if I can see the chat better like I did last night. Because I think that worked out better last night. And then if you need my attention, just type it in bold letters or, just send me one of them super chats. I'm just kidding. If you type it in bold letters, I might be able to see it. It's hard to see. You can't see the screen in StreamYard when you're reading, which is so stupid. Hey, cows. But I can see a little better over here. Officer Smith and I entered the King Road residence through the bottom floor door on the north side of the building. Officer Smith and I then walked upstairs to the second floor. Officer Smith directed me down the hallway to the west bedroom on the second floor, which I later learned through Xana's driver's license and other personal belongings found in the room was Xana Kernodle's hereafter Kernodle room. Just before this room was a bathroom door on the south wall of the hallway. As I approached the room, I could see a body, later identified as Kernodle's, laying on the floor. Kernodle was deceased with wounds which appeared to have been caused by an edged weapon. Also in the room was a male later identified as Ethan Chapin, hereafter Chapin. Chapin was also deceased with wounds later determined. And it says the autopsy report provided by Spokane County Medical Examiner Vena Sign, dated December 15th, 2022, to be caused by sharp forced injuries. I then followed Officer Smith upstairs to the third floor of the residence. The third floor consisted of 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. The bedroom on the west side of the floor was later determined to be Kaylee Gonzalez, hereafter Gonzalez's room. I later learned from review of Officer Noon's body camera there was a dog in the room when Moscow police officers initially responded. The dog belonged to Gonzalez and her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend Jack DeCour. Oh, thanks, Summer, for gifting memberships. Thank you. That's so sweet. Look at all them members. Look at that. That's awesome. Thank you, Summer. So the dog belonged to Gonzalez and her ex-boyfriend, Jack DeCour. I found out from my interview with Jack DeCour on November 13th, 2022, that he and Gonzalez shared the dog. Officer Smith then pointed out a small bathroom on the east side of the third floor. This bathroom shared a wall with Madison Mogan's, hereafter Mogan's bedroom, which was situated on the southeast corner of the third floor. And if you guys missed or if you guys were here for last night's live, we went over the PCA for the Long Island serial killer that was just caught. And it's crazy how much of the evidence that they gathered, the way they gathered it, is the same kind of way that Moscow is gathering and collecting their evidence. I mean, the guy got caught with some pizza crust in a trash can. Kohlberger, trash can. Cops are they're getting sneakier these days. And this one is a lot easier to understand. It is. This one is a lot easier. So it says, as I entered the room, I could see 2 females on the single bed in the room. Both Gonzalez and Mogan were deceased with visible stab wounds. I also later noticed what appeared to be a tan leather knife sheath laying on the bed next to Mogan's right side when viewed from the door. The sheath was later processed and had K-Bar USMC and the United States Marine Corps logo, or Eagle Globe, and anchor insignia stamped on the outside of it. The Idaho State Lab later located a single source of male DNA left on the button snap of the knife sheath. As part of the investigation, numerous interviews were conducted by Moscow Police Department officers, Idaho State Police detectives, and FBI agents. 2 of the interviews included Bethany Funk, hereafter Funk, and Dylan Mortensen, hereafter Mortensen. Both Funk and Mortensen were inside the King Road residence at the time of the homicides and were roommates to the victims. Funk's bedroom was located on the east side of the first floor of the King Road residence. Based on numerous interviews conducted by MPD officers, ISP detectives, and FBI agents, as well as my review of evidence, I have learned the following. Everybody doing good? Hey, Wizard. I love CEO too. That's funny. You're funny. On the evening of November 12th, 2022, Chapin and Kernodle were seen by Funk at the Sigma Chi House on the University of Idaho campus at 735 Nez Perce Drive from approximately 9 p.m. on November 12th to 1:45 a.m. on November 13th. Funk also estimated that at approximately 1:45 a.m., Chapin and Kernodle returned to the King Road residence. Funk also stated that Chapin did not live in the King Road residence, but was a guest of Kernodle's. Gonzalez and Mogan were at a local bar at the Corner Club at 202 North Main Street in Moscow. Gonzalez and Mogan can be seen on video footage provided by the Corner Club between 10 p.m. on November 12th and 1:30 a.m. on November 13th. At approximately 1:30 a.m., Gonzalez and Mogan can be seen on video at a local food vendor called The Grub Truck at 318 South Main Street in downtown Moscow. The Grub Truck live streams video from their food truck on the streaming platform Twitch, which is available for public viewing on their website. This video was captured by law enforcement. A private party, Eric Growler, reported that he provided a ride to Gonzalez and Mogan at approximately 1:56 a.m. from downtown Moscow in front of the Grub Truck to the King Road residence. Mortensen and Funk both made statements during interviews that indicated the occupants of the King Road residence were at home by 2 a.m. and asleep, or at least in their rooms by approximately 4 a.m. This is with the exception of Kernodle, who received a DoorDash order at the residence at approximately 4 a.m. Law enforcement identified the DoorDash driver who reported this information. Mortensen stated she originally went to sleep. Okay. Where was I at? Mortensen also stated she originally went to sleep in her bedroom on the southeast side of the second floor. Mortensen stated she was awoken at approximately 4 a.m. by what she stated sounded like Gonzalez playing with her dog in one of the upstairs bedrooms, which were located on the third floor. A short time later, Mortensen said she heard who she thought was Gonzalez say something to the effect of, "There's someone here." A review of records obtained from a forensic download of Kernodle's phone showed this could also have been Kernodle, as her cellular phone indicated she was likely awake using the TikTok app at approximately 4:12 a.m. Do you think when they say that they're kind of maybe saying perhaps like it was, like they think it was Xana's phone? Because they say like, more like Dylan says she thought what she thought was Gonzalez say something to the effect of someone's here. But then they say, a review of records obtained from a forensic download of Kernodle's phone showed this could have been Kernodle. So I've always wondered that. Me too. Karen, me too. The originally part, I know that's in my, I should pull up my first PCA. Yeah, maybe that was just running. Because you would think, with like her, okay, so with Kaylee being on her phone calling Jack the whole time, or like a lot through the night, a lot through the night, you would think they would just be like, they would know for sure. They would be like, that was Kaylee. I don't know. But yeah, the originally part. Marianne said, if you can't do the crime, eat the whole crust. If you do, yeah, like really, just eat it. I love the crust. I told you guys that last night though. It's my favorite. Let me grab my drink real quick. That's what I thought, Mary. I thought maybe she went down to Bethany's room. And if that door was shut, she might not have seen anything if it was just like, if that hallway light wasn't on there. And she could have just like ran down there or not even looked that way, just ran down there. If you can't do the time, burn your trash. Brooklyn's like, I got you one even better. Got you one even better. Mortensen stated she looked out of her bedroom but did not see anything when she heard the comment about someone being in the house. Mortensen stated she opened her door a second time when she heard what she thought was crying coming from Kernodle's room. Mortensen then said she heard a male voice say something to the effect of, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." At approximately 4:17 a.m., a security camera located at 1112 King Road, a residence immediately to the northwest of 1122 King Road, picked up distorted audio of what sounded like voices or a whimper followed by a loud thud. A dog can also be heard barking numerous times starting at 4:17 a.m. The security camera is less than 50 feet from the west wall of Kernodle's bedroom. Mortensen stated she opened her door for a third time after she heard the crying and saw a figure clad in black clothing and a mask that covered the person's mouth and nose walking towards her. Mortensen described the figure as 5'10" or taller, male, not very muscular, but athletically built with bushy eyebrows. And yesterday in the PCA, they said that Rex had a bushy hair. When we were reading the PCA for the Lisk, case. I just thought that was really kind of like, what? It was almost humorous because it was like he has bushy hair and Brian Coburg has bushy eyebrows. It says, the male walked past Mortensen as she stood in a frozen shock phase. The male walked towards the backsliding glass door. Mortensen locked herself in her room after seeing the male. Mortensen did not state that she recognized the male. This leads investigators to believe that the murderer left the scene. The combination of Mortensen's statements to law enforcement, reviews of forensic downloads of records from Funk and Mortensen's phone, and video of a suspect video, as described below, leads investigators to believe the homicides occurred between 4 a.m. and 4:25 a.m. So they're saying, reviews of Bethany's phone, Dylan's phone, and video of a suspect video. I don't know what that means, but I'm going to assume that's video of a suspect. Of the suspect. So that's what they had, those three different things. Oh, Angela's husband says a personal injury attorney. That's what we love attorneys around here. Because I'm not one. Because I'm definitely not one. We need to get us an attorney in the house though. Well, we got Brooklyn. Just go to school. Because I was asking, I was like, where's Brooklyn the other day? So let's see. So we're at the middle part here. It says, during the processing of the crime scene, investigators found a latent shoe print. This was located during the second processing of the crime scene by the ISP forensic team by first using a presumptive blood test and then AminoBlack, a protein stain that detects the presence of cellular material. The detected shoe print showed a diamond-shaped pattern similar to a pattern of Vans type shoe sole, just outside the door of Mortensen's bedroom, located on the second floor. This is consistent with Mortensen's statement regarding the suspect's path of travel. As part of the investigation, an extensive search commonly referred to in law enforcement as a video canvas was conducted in the area of the King Road residence. This video canvas was to obtain any footage from the early morning hours of November 13th, 2022 in the area of the King Road residence and surrounding neighborhoods in an effort to locate the suspects or suspect vehicles traveling to or leaving from the King Road residence. This video canvas resulted in the collection of numerous surveillance videos in the area from both residential and business addresses. I have reviewed numerous video videos that were collected and had conversations with other MPD officers, ISP detectives, and FBI agents that are similarly reviewing footage that was obtained. So here we go. Let's see where he was traveling. MGM gangster. So what I think personally, my thing is, I think that Kaylee was sleeping in her own room that night. This is just my opinion. And I think when Kaylee heard something going on into Maddie's room, she got up to look, and I think she locked Murphy in her bedroom and then walked over to Maddie's room to see what was going on, because the dog was found in Kaylee's bedroom. And I don't think that they would just lock their dog in another bedroom, especially if there's stuff in there, because the dog will chew stuff. It was only a puppy. It was only 11 months old at the time. So I thought, I don't know. But there's someone else, Detective John, when he came on, he made it a point. He made a really good point, because I was like, how are we going to get the dog in the other room without getting blood on the dog? Because you can't just open the door and be like, come here, puppy, and put the puppy in another room without those two girls seeing you or hearing you probably do that. And he said, what if they were outside with the dog, taking the dog outside, and that's when he approached them with a knife and then ordered them back in. And that's how the dog was locked up with no blood. And I said, well, that makes sense too. So yeah, you never know. But he was in the house by, in my opinion, he was in the area of 404. I think he was in the house by 407. I think that's what it said on the timeline, I think. It says, a review of camera footage indicated that a white sedan, hereafter suspect vehicle 1, was observed traveling westbound in the 700 block of Indian Hills Drive in Moscow at approximately 3:26 a.m. and westbound on Steiner Avenue at Idaho State Highway 95 in Moscow at approximately 3:28 a.m. On this video, it appeared suspect vehicle 1 was not displaying a front license plate. A review of footage from multiple videos obtained from the King Road neighborhood showed multiple sightings of suspect vehicle 1 starting at 3:29 a.m. and ending at 4:20 a.m. These sightings show suspect vehicle 1 makes an initial 3 passes by the 1122 King Road residence and then leaves via Walenta Drive. Based off my experience as a patrol officer, this is a residential neighborhood with a very limited number of vehicles that travel in the area during the morning hours. Upon review of the video, there are only a few cars that enter and exit this time during this time frame. Sorry, guys. Suspect vehicle 1 can be seen entering the area a 4th time at approximately 4:04 a.m. It can be seen driving eastbound on King Road, stopping and turning around in front of 500 Queen Road, number 52, and then driving back westbound on King Road. When suspect vehicle 1 is in front of the King Road residence, it appears to unsuccessfully attempt to park or turn around in the road. The vehicle then continued to the intersection of Queen Road and King Road, where it can be seen completing a 3-point turn and then driving eastbound again down Queen Road. Suspect vehicle 1 is then next seen departing the area of the King Road residence at approximately 4:20 a.m. at a high rate of speed. Suspect vehicle 1 is next observed traveling southbound on Walenta Drive. Based on my knowledge of the area and review of camera footage in the neighborhood, that does not show suspect vehicle 1 during that time frame. I believe that suspect vehicle 1 likely exited the neighborhood at Palouse River Drive and Conestoga Drive. Palouse River Drive is at the southern edge of Moscow and proceeds into Whitman County, Washington. Eventually, the road leads to Pullman, Washington. Pullman, Washington is approximately 10 miles from Moscow, Idaho. Both Pullman and Moscow are small college towns, and people commonly travel back and forth between them. Okay, everybody doing okay? Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. Is it Cheryl's birthday? Well, happy birthday. Oh yeah, medicine's so expensive. Oh my Lord have mercy. Mine the other day for one prescription, it was just like a depression booster, and it was $3,400 and some dollars. I was like, what? I said, shit, good thing I got insurance, because if not, I would be, oh Lord have mercy. we wouldn't be doing very good right now, would we? You good, Joe looking? Oh, really? Let me know, Jan. And if they did, I'm really gonna like be so. I'm not gonna be so. I'm not gonna be surprised at all because I didn't plan a live tonight, and I was like, you know what? They're gonna find her if you don't do it tonight. So maybe I'm like a bad luck thing. Maybe it's a good thing I didn't do a full live. 800 once a month. Geez, Cheryl, that's a lot of money, girlfriend. Man, that's a lot. Where are we at? Let's see. It says Pullman, Washington is approximately 10 miles from Moscow, Idaho. Both Pullman and Moscow are small college towns, and people commonly travel back and forth between them. Law enforcement officers provided video footage of suspect vehicle 1 to forensic examiners with the Federal Bureau of Investigation that regularly utilizes surveillance footage to identify the year, make, and model of an unknown vehicle that is observed by one or more cameras during the commission of a criminal offense. The forensic examiner has approximately 35 years law enforcement experience with 12 years at the FBI. His specific training includes identifying unique characteristics of vehicles, and he uses a database that gives visual cues of vehicles across states to identify differences between vehicles. Oh, welcome, Joe Lookin, to the Titan crew. I saw the green. I was like, that caught my eye. I wish that you guys could do banners if you needed to get my attention. Wish I could figure that out. So it says his training here. So yeah, so that's okay. It says his specific training includes, I'm going to read again, identifying unique characteristics of vehicles, and he uses a database that gives visual cues of vehicles across states to identify differences between vehicles. After reviewing the numerous observances of suspect vehicle 1, the forensic examiner initially believed that suspect vehicle 1 was a 2011 to 2013 Hyundai Elantra. Upon further review, they indicated it could also be a 2011 to 2016 Hyundai Elantra. As a result, investigators have been reviewing information on persons in possession of a vehicle that is 2011 to 2016 white Hyundai Elantra. Investigators were given access to video footage on the Washington State University campus located in Pullman, Washington. A review of that video indicated that at approximately 12:44 a.m. on November 13, 2022, a white sedan, which was consistent with the description of the white Elantra, known as suspect vehicle 1, was observed on WSU surveillance cameras traveling north on Southeast Nevada Street at Northeast Stadium Way. At approximately 2:53 a.m., a white sedan, which is consistent with the description of the white Elantra, known as suspect vehicle 1, was observed traveling southeast on Nevada Street in Pullman, Washington, towards State Route 270. State Route 270 connects Pullman, Washington to Moscow, Idaho. This camera footage from Pullman, Washington was provided to the same FBI forensic examiner. The forensic examiner identified the vehicle observed in Pullman, Washington as being a 2014 to 2016 Hyundai Elantra. At approximately 5:25 a.m., a white sedan, which was consistent with the description of suspect vehicle 1, was observed on 5 cameras in Pullman, Washington, and on WSU campus cameras. The first camera that recorded the white sedan was located at 1300 Johnson Road in Pullman. The white sedan was observed traveling northbound on Johnson Road. Johnson Road leads directly back to West Palouse River Drive in Moscow, which intersects with Conestoga Drive. The white sedan was then observed turning north on Bishop Boulevard and northwest on State Route 270. At approximately 5:27 a.m., the white Elantra was observed on cameras traveling northbound from Stadium Way at Nevada Street, Stadium Way at Grimes Way, Stadium Drive at Wilson Road, and Stadium Way at Cougar Way. Well, you can't see the picture, but I wish that we could. Might have to pull those up for you guys. Like, to me, now that I'm reading this again, I'm rereading this, I think this is a good PCA to me. I don't know. I think this is. They're literally telling you which cameras they're getting him on. They're like, this road, and then he's on this road, and then he's on this road, and we picked him up on, to me, I don't know. All right, let me get back to reading. me see if I can see. Let me see. Where are we at? I'm going to go back up here real quick. Yeah, like it literally, like Johnson Road. Let's see. Johnson Road in Pullman. Johnson Road to Paulus Road, or West Paulus River Drive to Conestoga Drive. And then it says Bishop Boulevard, northwest on State Route 270. And then he finds them on northbound on Stadium Way and Nevada Street, Stadium Way at Grimes Way, and then another road, Stadium Drive at Wilson Road, and Stadium Way at Cougar Way. So that's a lot of roads. That's a lot of different cameras. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 cameras so far. Yeah, wow. I've never counted those out before. I never really counted those out. So that's what's so good about going back over things. And this one is the PCA from, this is the PCA from Pennsylvania. So this one's a little bit different than the one that is from Idaho. On November 25th, 2022, MPD asked area law enforcement agencies to be on the lookout for white Hyundai Elantras in the area. On November 29th, that's 4 days later, at approximately 12:28 a.m., Washington State University police officer Daniel Tenego acquired white Elantras registered at WSU. As a result of that query, he located a 2015 white Elantra with a Pennsylvania license plate LFZ 8649. This vehicle was registered to Brian Kohlberger, hereafter Kohlberger, residing at 1630 Northeast Valley Road, apartment 201, Pullman, Washington. 1630 Northeast Valley Road is approximately 3/4 of a mile from the intersection of Stadium Way and Cougar Way. Last camera location that picked up the white Elantra. That same day at approximately 12:58 a.m., WSU officer Curtis Whitman was looking for white Hyundai Elantras and located a 2015 white Hyundai Elantra at 1630 Northeast Valley Road in Pullman in the parking lot. 1630 Northeast Valley Road is an apartment complex that houses WSU students. Officer Whitman also ran the car and it returned to Kohlberger with a Washington tag. I received Kohlberger's Washington State driver's license information and photograph. This license indicates that Kohlberger is a white male with the height of 6 foot and weighs 185. Additionally, the photograph of Kohlberger shows that he has bushy eyebrows. Kohlberger's physical description is consistent with the description of the male Mortensen saw inside the King Road residence on November 13th. Further investigation, including a review of Latah County Sheriff Deputy 1st, 2022, Brian Kohlberger was detained as part of a traffic stop that occurred in Moscow, Idaho, by Corporal Duke. At the time, Kohlberger, who was the sole occupant, was driving a white 2015 Hyundai Elantra with Pennsylvania plate FLZ 8649, which was set to expire on November 30th, 2022. During the stop, which was recorded via a law enforcement body camera, Kohlberger provided his phone number as 509-592-8458, hereafter the 8458 phone, as a cellular telephone number. Investigators conducted electronic database queries and learned that the 8458 phone is a number issued by AT&T. On October 14, 2022, Brian Kohlberger was detained as part of a traffic stop by a WSU police officer. Upon review of that body camera report of the stop, Kohlberger was the sole occupant and was driving a white 2015 Hyundai Elantra with Pennsylvania plate FLZ 8649. On November 18, 2022, according to Washington State Licensing, Kohlberger registered the 2015 white Elantra with Washington and later received Washington plate CFB 8708. Prior to this time, the 2015 white Hyundai Elantra was registered in Pennsylvania, which does not require a front license plate to be displayed. This was learned through communications with a Pennsylvania officer who is currently certified in the state of Pennsylvania. There are actually 19 states to where you don't have to have a front license plate. I know that Idaho and Washington require both front and back license plates to be displayed. Let's see here. Investigators believe that Kohlberger is still driving the 2015 white Elantra because his vehicle was captured on December 13th, 2022 by a license plate reader in Loma, Colorado. Information provided by a query to a database. Kohlberger's Elantra was then queried on December 15th, 2022 by law enforcement in Hancock County, Indiana. On December 16th, 2022 at approximately 2:26 p.m., surveillance video showed Kohlberger's Elantra in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania. The sole occupant of the vehicle was a white male whose description was consistent with Kohlberger. Kohlberger has family in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania, learned through a TLO search and locate toll database query. Based on information provided on the WSU website, Kohlberger is currently a PhD student in criminology at Washington State University. Pursuant to records provided by a member of the interviewed panel for Pullman Police Department, we learned that Kohlberger's past education included undergraduate degrees in psychology and cloud-based forensics. These records also showed Kohlberger wrote an essay when he applied for an internship with the Pullman Police Department in the fall of 2020. Kohlberger wrote his essay. He had interest in assisting Royal Law Enforcement agencies with how to better collect and analyze technological data in public safety operations. Kohlberger also posted a Reddit survey, which can be found by an open source internet search. The survey asked for participants to provide information to understand how emotions and psychological traits influence decision making when committing a crime. Are we good? Did they find her? Welcome in, everybody. Hey, Wolfie. Hey, Wolfie. How you doing? And hey, everybody. Welcome in, everybody. It's hard to see. Since I'm reading, I can't really see the chat, so I have the iPad here, and so I'm trying to look at both. I wonder if I had like both, if I had vision in both eyes, if I would be able to do that. I'm like over here I'm messing around. You guys are gonna be like, Tony, get back to work. I'm over here trying to mess around, see if I could see it better. If I just move some stuff. And we are reading through the Pennsylvania PCA. It is a little different. It's a little better to understand, to me anyway, than the other PCAs that were out. We started on this like a while back, and I was doing like visuals and stuff, and then we stopped reading it, and I was like, oh, we need to go back. So we're just kind of reading all the way through it, especially since, the Long Island serial killer was caught yesterday. We read through his PCA. So if you guys want to catch that video, it is on my playlist under Long Island serial killer. But yeah, his PCA came out yesterday. They said that he had bushy hair, and in this PCA, they say the guy has bushy eyebrows. So very strange. Okay, let me see here. As part of the investigation, law enforcement obtained search warrants to determine cellular devices that utilize cellular towers in close proximity to the King Road residence on November 13th, 2022, between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. After determining that Kohlberger was associated to both the 2015 white Elantra and the 8458 phone, investigators reviewed these search warrant returns. A query of the 8458 phone in these returns did not show the 8458 phone utilizing cellular tower resources in close proximity to the King Road residence between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. Based on my training, experience, and conversations with law enforcement officers that specialize in the utilization of cellular telephone records as part of investigations, individuals can either leave their cellular telephone at a different location before committing a crime or turn their cellular phone off prior to going to a location to commit a crime. This is done by subjects in an effort to avoid alerting law enforcement that a cellular device associated with them was in a particular area where a crime is committed. I also know that on numerous occasions, subjects will surveil an area where they intend to commit a crime prior to the date of the crime. Depending on the circumstances, this could be done a few days before or several months prior to the commission of a crime. During these types of surveillance, it is possible that an individual would not leave their cellular telephone at a separate location or turn it off since they do not plan to commit the offense on that particular day. On December 23rd, 2022, I applied for and was granted a search warrant for historical data or historical phone records between November 12th, 2022 at 12 a.m. and November 14th at 12 a.m. for the 8458 phone held by the phone provider AT&T, approximately 24 hours preceding and following the times of the homicides. On December 23, 2022, pursuant to the search warrant, I received records for the 8458 phone from AT&T. These records indicated that the 8458 phone is subscribed to Brian Kohlberger at an address in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania, and the account has been open since June 23, 2022. These records also included historical cell site location information, CSLI, for the 8458 phone. After receiving this information, I consulted with an FBI special agent, SA, and that is certified as a member of the cellular analysis team, survey team. Members of CAST are certified with the FBI to provide expert testimony in the field of historical CSLI and are required to pass extensive training that includes both written and practical examinations prior to be certified with CAST, as well as completion of yearly certification requirements. Additionally, the FBI CAST SA that I consulted with has over 15 years of federal law enforcement experience, which includes 6 years with the FBI. From information provided by CAST, I was able to determine estimated locations for the 8458 phone from November 12, 2022 to November 13, 2022, the time period authorized by the court. On November 13, 2022, at approximately 2:42 a.m., the 8458 phone was utilizing cellular resources that provided coverage to 1630 Northeast Valley Road, apartment G201, Pullman, Washington, here after the Kohlberger residence. At approximately 2:47 a.m., the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources that provided coverage southeast of Kohlberger residence, consistent with the 8458 phone leaving the Kohlberger residence and traveling south through Pullman, Washington. This is consistent with the movement of the white Elantra. At approximately 2:47 a.m., the 8458 phone stops reporting to the network, which is consistent with either the phone being in an area without cellular coverage, the connection to the network is disabled, such as putting the phone in airplane mode, or the phone is turned off. The 8458 phone does not report to the network again until approximately 4:48 a.m., at which time it's utilized cellular resources that provide coverage to ID State Highway 95 south of Moscow, Idaho, near Blaine, Idaho, town north of Genesee, between 4:50 a.m. and 5:26 a.m. The phone utilizes cellular resources that are consistent with the 8458 phone traveling south on Idaho State Highway 95 to Genesee, Idaho, then traveling west towards Uniontown, Idaho, and then north back to Pullman, Washington. At approximately 5:30 a.m., the 8458 phone is utilizing resources that provide coverage to Pullman, Washington, and consist with the phone traveling back to the Kohlberger residence. The 8458 phone's movements are consistent with the movements of the white Elantra that is observed traveling north on Stadium Drive at approximately 5:27 a.m. Based on a review of the 8458's estimated locations and travel, the 8458 phone travel is consistent with that of the white Elantra. Hey, everybody coming in. Welcome, everybody. Welcome in. I'm just going to grab a drink really quick. I have my fridge right here, so I just got to grab it. Okay. Oh, they're saying that this is the consistent with like the white Elantra, the way that they would be traveling. Yeah, Pray and Paula, I agree with that. I became a vegan. Well, I wasn't vegan. Let's not get that twisted. I wasn't vegan. I was a vegetarian. But it was because I was going through a part of my life and I just couldn't stand texture or the thought of eating meat. It wasn't the animal part. It was just like, I don't know, something with the texture. But I was, for a while, I was a vegetarian. And then I met Vincent. We went on our first date, and I wanted like this flatbread chicken so bad. Like it was a pizza, flatbread chicken pizza. And I knew I couldn't get it because I was like vegetarian. And so I craved it after that. And I was like, finally, I was like, okay. Like 2 months later, I was like, I'm done. I'm very curious to see what his alibi is going to be too, as well. We have like a week and a couple days. And we better hear this because we've been waiting a long time patiently. Oh, Angela, it could have helped with his visual snow. Yeah. Like maybe he thought going to the gym, getting healthier would help with that kind of stuff. I mean, if that was true that he had that, oh, I know what it's like to have like visual problems. And I couldn't imagine seeing white dots all the time. But he drives pretty good for having visual snow. Well, I guess not. He does get pulled over a lot, so maybe that's why. Okay, so we're down here. It says, further review indicated that the 8458 phone utilized cell phone resources on November 13th, 2022 that are consistent with the 8458 phone leaving the area of the Kohlberger residence at approximately 9 a.m. and traveling to Moscow, Idaho. Specifically, the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources that would provide coverage to the King Road residence between 9:12 a.m. and 9:21 a.m. The 8458 phone next utilized cellular resources that are consistent with the 8458 phone traveling back to the area of the Kohlberger residence and arriving to the area at approximately 9:32 a.m. So I wonder what, like, if he wasn't going back here to check out the handiwork, if he's, let's say he's innocent, then wonder what he would be doing in the area for 10 minutes. Because I don't believe he was on any drugs. I think we would be able to tell that. And he liked the hard stuff. So if he's going to go back full, I think he's going to go back to the hard stuff. It says below is a depiction, not to scale, of the possible route taken based off cellular site locations. We probably won't be able to see it, but we kind of can see it. You can see the black arrow. Okay. Investigators found that the 8458 phone did not connect to a cell phone tower that provides, or it says, okay, let me read that over. It says it did connect. Investigators found that the 8458 phone did connect to a cell phone tower that provides service to Moscow on November 14th, 2022, but investigators do not believe the 8458 phone was in Moscow on that date. The 8458 phone was not connected to any towers that provide service to Moscow since that date. Based on my training experience and the facts of the investigation thus far, I believe that Kohlberger, the user of the 8458 phone, was likely the driver of the white Elantra that is observed departing Pullman, Washington, and that this vehicle is likely suspect vehicle 1. Additionally, the route of travel of the 8458 phone during the early morning hours of November 13th, 2022, and the lack of the 8458 phone reporting to AT&T between 2:47 a.m. and 4:48 a.m. is consistent with Kohlberger attempting to conceal his location during the quadruple homicide that occurred at the King Road residence. Looks like everyone's doing so good. There's Avery. Hey, Avery. He was alone on his own making, yeah. I'm just reading the chat for a minute. Sorry, you guys were entertaining me. I could do that all day. I could watch you guys chat all day. Is this where we were? Okay, yeah. On December 23rd, 2022, I was granted a search warrant for Kohlberger's historical CSLI from June 23rd, 2022 to current. Prospective location information and a pen register / trap and trace on the 8458 phone to aid in efforts to determine if Kohlberger stalked any of the victims in this case prior to the offense, conducted surveillance on the King Road residence, was in contact with any of the victims' associates before or after the alleged offense, any locations that may contain evidence of the murders that occurred on November 13th, 2022, the location of the white Elantra registered to Kohlberger, as well as the location of Kohlberger. On December 23rd, 2022, pursuant to the search warrant, I received historical records for the 8458 phone from AT&T from the time the account was opened in June 2022. After consulting with CAST SA, I was able to determine estimated locations for the 8458 phone from June 2022 to present. the time period authorized by the courts. The records for the 8458 phone show the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources that provided coverage to the area of the 1122 King Road on at least 12 occasions prior to November 13th, 2022. All of these occasions, except for one, occurred in the late evening and early morning hours of their respective days. On one of these occasions, on August 21st, 2022, the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources providing coverage to the King Road residents from approximately 10:34 p.m. to 11:35 p.m. Okay, I'm going to read that again. One of these occasions, on August 21st, 2022, the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources providing coverage to the King Road residents from approximately 10:34 p.m. to 11:35 p.m. At approximately 11:37 p.m., Kohlberger was stopped by Latah County Sheriff's Deputy Corporal Duke, as mentioned above. The 8548 phone was utilizing cellular resources consistent with the location of the traffic stop during this time. It says Farm Road and Pullman Highway. Further analysis of the cellular data provided showed the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources on November 13th, 2022, consistent with the phone traveling from Pullman, Washington to Lewiston, Idaho via U.S. Highway 195. At approximately 12:36 p.m., the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources that would provide coverage to Kate's Cup of Joe coffee stand, located at 810 Port Drive, Clarkston, Washington. Surveillance footage from the U.S. Chef store, located at 820 Port Drive, Clarkston, Washington, and adjacent to Kate's Cup of Joe, showed a white Elantra consistent with suspect vehicle 1 drive past Kate's Cup of Joe at a time consistent with the cellular data from the 8548 phone. At approximately 12:46 p.m., the 8458 phone then utilized cellular data in the area of the Albertsons grocery store at 400 Bridge Street in Clarkston, Washington. Surveillance footage obtained from the Albertsons showed Kohlberger exit the white Elantra, consistent with suspect vehicle 1, at approximately 12:49 p.m. Interior surveillance cameras show Kohlberger walk through the store, purchase unknown items at the checkout, and leave approximately 1:04 p.m. Kohlberger's possible path of travel is depicted below, and this is not to scale. Okay. Okay. Somerset blames CEO. My brain last worked in 1992. I'm going to say that now, because that's probably about the time, literally, that my brain stopped working. I was probably about 7 years old. Oh my God, that's 30 years ago. Man. Okay. So that's right. Okay. So, additional analysis of records for the 8458 phone indicated that approximately 5:32 to 5:36 p.m., the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources that provided coverage to Johnson, Idaho. So do you guys think that when he was at the Albertsons, do you think maybe he was buying like cleaning supplies per se, maybe? Because you can get that, like you can get that at a grocery. It just, I don't know. It's because he cuts his phone off. It's just weird. The 8458 phone then stops reporting to the network from approximately 5:36 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. That is consistent with the 8458 phone being in the area that the 8458 phone traveled in the hours immediately following the suspect's time the homicides occurred. Based off the above information, I am seeking a search warrant for Kohlberger's person and his parents' residence located at 119 Lambsden Drive, Albrightsville, Pennsylvania, 18210. 119 Lambsden Drive, Albrightsville, Pennsylvania is a single-family two-story residence, white in color. There is a two-car garage located on the west side of the residence. This is the location Kohlberger is currently believed to be at based off cellular phone data received in previous warrants. Based off information gathered during the investigation, it is believed Kohlberger's mother, Marianne Kohlberger, father, Michael Kohlberger, and sister Amanda Kohlberger currently reside in the residence. In addition, I am seeking a warrant for all outbuildings and sheds located on the property. I wonder if it was his sister Amanda that was the one that called him out, supposedly. Lucas said, do you think Brian K. is guilty or innocent of the murders? If so, do you think he did this alone? I think that they got the right guy. I think that they do. I personally think it was a one-person job. I don't see him wanting to... I can see him being like a perfectionist, wanting things to go a certain way. I just don't see... when you have more than one person committing a crime, it seems like things would get a lot messier. And things weren't very messy in this crime. But, I don't know. He could be. He could be innocent. But then who's guilty? It's like, uh-oh. But I don't think that he would have got help. You think that he got some stuff there at the store, Riddler? I want to know what he got. And he went in one of those self-checkouts. Okay. Yeah, I'm wondering what he got at the Albertsons. And then he was, gone, or he was off the network for 3 hours. So I'm wondering. It says that he lives with his sister. In addition, I am seeking a warrant for all outbuildings and sheds located on the property. And it sounds like they knew exactly what room Kohlberger was in. So apparently their cellular resources are really good. Because they literally was like, this is where we believe he's located, like in this part of the house. Yeah, self-checkouts, they have cameras. Also, they have like where you can reprint the receipts, I'm pretty sure. So they could probably go back, check the time, and then print that receipt. And it would tell them at least something that he got. Like maybe it wouldn't say Windex or bleach per se, but it could say like cleaning supply, like cleaning aisle, or something along those lines. This is tight. Yeah, if anyone needs help, let me know. I love self-checkouts. I'm the opposite. When I go to Target, they have like self-checkouts, and then they have a person that's on the other side that'll check you out. And they're always like, here, you can go over here. And I'm like, I don't want to go to her. I want to check myself out. I'm just reading the chat, sorry. Okay. But I do think this one is a little bit easier to understand. It says, it is also believed Kohlberger's white Hyundai Elantra suspect vehicle 1 is stored in the 2-car garage on the west side of the residence. Based off the above facts, I am requesting a search warrant for Kohlberger's white 2015 Hyundai Elantra bearing VIN number, and I don't want to read all that. It's a VIN number though, for whoever it is found. The Hyundai Elantra is registered solely to Kohlberger. Based on my experience or the experience of investigators trained in forensic technology, I provide the following. My opinion, he wore gloves. Yeah. Yeah, he was seen. They said, wasn't he seen like in grocery stores with gloves, I heard? It's so crazy. You know that if he was wearing gloves around, people were looking at him. Because, I know that like COVID was a thing, but that was 3 years ago. Like people are not wearing gloves that often now. No, I don't see anybody wearing gloves where I live. Maybe a mask here and there, but not gloves. Someone dropped a minivan in front of your house? What the heck? Faded white Dodge van, no plate. Yeah, oh my, Richie, you better, if it says free candy on the side, don't get in it. Exactly, Riddler, we could. Just ping him. You think so, Elliot? I don't think it is. I think it's a pretty good PCA. Compared to, I think the other PCA was really good though too. My lordy, they had 13 years. This was written in 6 weeks. No, this was like less than that. This was like in like 4 weeks. Papa, don't preach. Oh, Madonna. Man, now that's going to be in my head. Oh, man. Now I'm going to be thinking that. It says, many electronic devices, particularly newer mobile devices and laptops, offer their users the ability to unlock the device through biometric features in lieu of numeric or alphanumeric passcode or password. These biometric features include fingerprint scanners, facial recognition features, and iris recognition features. Some devices offer a combination of these biometric features, and the user of such devices can select which features they would like to utilize. If a device is equipped with fingerprint scanner, a user may enable the ability to unlock the device through his or her fingerprints. For example, Apple offers a feature called Touch ID, which allows a user to register up to 5 fingerprints that can unlock a device. Once a fingerprint is registered, a user can unlock the device by pressing the relevant finger to the device's Touch ID sensor, which is found in the round bottom, often referred to as the home button, located in the bottom center of the front of the device. The fingerprint sensors found on devices produced by other manufacturers have different names but operate similar to Touch ID. So this must be an older device because they stopped using Touch ID, I think, with the iPhone 8 Plus. So he must have had an older device because I have a 13 and it's just phone. It's just your face now. And they don't have a home button. But it says right here, so maybe it was. I don't know. If a device is equipped with facial recognition feature, a user may be able to identify the unlocked device through his or her face. For example, this feature is available on certain Android devices and is called Trusted Face. During the Trusted Face registration process, the user holds the device in front of his or her face. The device's front-facing camera then analyzes and records data based on the user's facial characteristics. The device can be unlocked if the front-facing camera detects a face with characteristics that match those of the registered face. Facial recognition features found on devices produced by other manufacturers have different names but operate similarly to Trusted Face. If a device is equipped with the iris recognition feature, a user may enable the ability to unlock the device with his or her irises. For example, on certain Microsoft devices, this feature is called Windows Hello. Well, I couldn't use that feature. Thank you for that. During the Windows Hello registration, a user registers his or her irises by holding the device in front of his or her face. The device then directs an infrared light towards the user's face and activates an infrared sensitive camera to record data based on patterns within the user's irises. The device can be unlocked if the infrared sensitive camera detects the registered irises. Iris recognition features found on devices produced by other manufacturers have different names but operate similarly to Windows Hello. Users of electronic devices can often enable the aforementioned biometric features because they are considered to be more a convenient way to unlock a device than by entering a numeric or alphanumeric passcode or password. Moreover, in some instances, biometric features are considered to be a more secure way to protect a device's contents. This is particularly true when the user of a device are engaged in criminal activities and thus have a heightened concern about securing the contents of a device. Well, I wouldn't say that's for sure. I'll give them that one. Not everybody that's doing criminal activities uses, 1 or 2 passwords. Everyone should, really. As discussed in this affidavit, based on my training and experience, I believe that 1 or more digital devices will be found during the search. The passcode or password that would unlock the devices subject to search under this warrant is not known to law enforcement. Thus, law enforcement personnel may not otherwise be able to access the data contained within the devices, making the use of biometric features necessary to the execution of the search authorized by this warrant. I also know from my training and experience, as well as from information found in publicly available materials, including those published by device manufacturers, that biometric features will not unlock a device in some circumstances, even if such features are enabled. This can occur when a device has been restarted inactive or has not been unlocked for a certain period of time. For example, Apple devices cannot be unlocked using Touch ID when more than 48 hours has lapsed since the device was last unlocked, or 2, when the device has not been unlocked using a fingerprint for 8 hours and the passcode or password has not been entered in the last 6 days. Similarly, certain Android devices cannot be unlocked with Trusted Face if the device has remained inactive for 4 hours. Biometric features from other brands carry similar restrictions. Thus, in the event law enforcement personnel encounter a locked device equipped with biometric features, the opportunity to unlock the device through a biometric feature may exist only for a short time. So basically, they want to know if they can use his face and his IDs or his numbers. I know that with the iPhone too, that if you have you turn your device off and then you turn your device back on, you have to put in your passcode. You can't use your face automatically. What happened, Legendary? You have that many? Are you kidding, Legendary? Or are you not kidding tonight? Because last night you said something and I thought you weren't kidding. I felt bad. And then you're like, I'm just kidding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a lot. They could all watch each other. It's like they're almost all odd numbers. Except for one. You must like the odd numbers. I hear a fan. Lionel. That's crazy. I didn't know that. Are you just kidding, Legendary? Are you for real? Because you know how Legendary, I'm going to say I'm sorry, but you know, he's not kidding. Okay. Because Legendary kids a lot. I forget what you said last night, but I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, were you? And then I was like, wait, are you kidding? And you're like, yeah, I was just kidding. I was like, dang it. So no, I didn't know that. Yeah, all odd except your daughter. Wow. I would have never thought that you had that many kids. I love that. See, we don't get to hear a lot. Yeah, no, you would say you were by now. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear about that. You know one should lose a children. No one should lose a child, I mean. I saw children in the chat. 6 kids. Well, 7, you know, you always have 7. My lordy. Is that how many? 7? Go back up. The ages were so close together. My brother has 5. And they're all like within age to where they could watch each other. It was perfect. See, he is legendary. Ain't that the truth? Man. Respect. That's a lot. You got like a starting basketball team though. I could see you with like a little bus. Putting the kids in. Come on, kids. I love that. Yeah, we don't ever get to hear a lot of personal stuff about you, so that's awesome. Lucas asks, what if one holds a picture of the user's face in front of the camera? Will the camera recognize that face? Yeah. So if they're, yeah, it'll, if I'm like sleeping and someone were to, you know, like Vincent were to put my phone in front of my face, it should unlock. I'm wondering if your eyes have to be open. Let me see. I don't think so. I don't know. Let me try that again. No, they don't have to be open. Mine don't. Huh. So let's see what this says. In my training and experience, the person who is in possession of a device or has the device among his or her belongings at the time of the device is found is likely a user of the device. However, in my training and experience, that person may not be the only user of the device whose physical characteristics are among those that will unlock the device via biometric features. And it is also possible that the person in whose possession the device is found is not actually a user of the device at all. Furthermore, in my training and experience, I know that in some cases it may not be possible to know with certainty who the user of a given device, such as if the device is found in a common area of a premises without any identifying information on the exterior of the device. Thus, it will likely be necessary for law enforcement to have the ability to require any individual who is found at the subject premises and reasonably believed by law enforcement to be the user of the device to unlock the device using biometric features in the same manner as discussed above. Due to the foregoing, if law enforcement personnel encounter a device that is subject to seizure pursuant to this warrant and may be unlocked using one of the aforementioned biometric features, the warrant I am applying for would permit law enforcement personnel to 1. Press or swipe the fingers, including thumbs, of any individual who is found at the subject premises and reasonably believed by law enforcement to be the user of the device to the fingerprint scanner of the device found at the premises. 2. Hold the devices found at the premises in front of the face of those same individuals and activate the facial recognition feature. And or 3. Hold the device found at the premises in front of the face of those same individuals and activate the iris recognition feature for the purpose of attempting to unlock the device in order to search the contents as authorized by this warrant. And I think that's it. Yeah, I think we read all the way through it. That was a long one. Man, that was a long one, but at the end that was a lot different. I wish I do have my other one there. Wow. Here, let me read that. Oh, did he name his kids off? I want to know. And only one baby mama. That's awesome. Memphis, August, Joe, Cassius. Oh, I love that. Hunter, Patience, and Alicia. Oh, I love all those names. Those are some good names. I love that one, only one baby mama. I love that. Yeah. I'm pretty cool sometimes, but I'm not cool with like 3 and 5-year-olds. They don't really prefer me too much. They prefer Vincent. He likes to play. He can get down with playing with some kids. Like that, my nephew, he's 9, and my Lord. As soon as we get to my brother's, it's so bad. It's so bad. He doesn't stop. He won't let him stop, and Vincent just goes along with it. He never doesn't question it. He doesn't care. And I'm like, are you good? Like, and he's like, I'm fine. I mean, hours. I'm talking, when you're with your family, you go out of town, it's like 8 to 10 hours you're there. He's playing the whole time. So he's the one to play with. I'm the one for my older nieces and nephews to tell me all the dirt that's going on that I need to know. You always have to have one of those nieces or nephews. Tells you what you're missing. Do they all still live at home? Because they all look young. They're all young. That's a full house. You have 12? Oh, all imaginary, along with an elephant and a tiger. I love that. I would take an elephant or a tiger. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't. Hey, Dan. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't. I don't do big animals. I'm a small animal kind of gal. Not small, just animal, like dogs, cats, that kind of stuff. And look at that. I was trying to make this live before Brian's live kind of started at 9. That way, if people wanted to watch his live, they could. And we did it. We made it like right before 9 o'clock. How about that? You have a lot of nieces and nephews. They're all wild. That's funny. So were you though, Summer. It was written, yeah. Wow, I think so too. I think this one was a little easier to read than the other one. I mean, it got a little confusing, towards the end with the cell phone that, stuff like that. But yeah. Hug your babies. Yes. Yeah, you are. Yeah. Very lucky. People are very lucky to be able to become parents. Look at Jan with the countdown. Oh, my nephew is 4 years old, or 4 years older than me. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. So Brooklyn, my nephew is an uncle. Like, it's so weird. He's 9. He's 9 years old. And my niece is 27, and my sister-in-law had her first baby at 17, so she was younger. And so they're all really close in age, and it's just so funny. There's a shop owned by one of the Bethany fellows. I saw that, yeah, like Funk's Auto, yeah. Was that like, was that confirmed to be like her families, because I saw that there was people put like that did a video, but I didn't really get into it. Oh, look, thanks, Fritch, for gifting out some memberships. Look at that. Bringing them on in. Wheeling them in. We'll have to do a members only live. I think we did one last Sunday. No confirmation that she was found. Okay, thank you, Jan. Thanks for reminding me that, because I was going to look that up. Oh. Man. So do you guys think... Okay, because someone was saying like that she could get snatched up and taken into the woods. But if she got taken into the woods right there, don't you think somebody would have found her by now? And then also, like, don't you think more people would have saw something happening if she was kicking, screaming? I don't know. But she definitely fought because her wig got taken off. Now, I don't know how good she would, like, fasten them down. Like, if she used, like, bobby pins or... I don't know exactly what you use. I know that a lot of women will wear like a cap and then they put the wig on top of it. So if maybe she had a cap on, maybe it was easier to take off. But it's, gosh, that's extremely just heartbreaking. And just hearing that part of it. Because you're like, as a woman, I know women will probably agree more like the men, because we have our hair is part of our person. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that just breaks my heart. Like, I know she probably doesn't care, and whoever's with her doesn't care, but I care. I wish that we could find her. I wish she would have had her phone. Like, I wish she would have slid it in her pocket, but she was probably turned around and was so surprised. Summer said most wigs have clips. Okay, thank you. I didn't know. Yeah, I always wanted to buy a wig. I think that she was lured by that child too, Jamie. And isn't that sick? Yeah. Like... What did they promise that child for that, to get that child to do that? To stand on a busy highway and not be scared? Like, I mean, I guess the child was scared. That's probably why she pulled over, but it's so crazy. Yeah, we're going to go over it on the live tomorrow because I want to go over all of that. And I wanted to devote a whole live to her, but I did put her picture up in the beginning of the live and I want to go ahead and put it again. That way, if you guys have seen her, oh my Lord, she's beautiful. This case, and it's not the same at all. And I think they're just these two beautiful, beautiful women that were just here one day and gone the next. But when I look at her, it reminds me of Shanquilla Robinson. I don't know why. I think it's the hair, and Shanquilla did hair, and they're just beautiful, and they were just beautiful. They're beautiful. She's beautiful. We need to find her. Find her and, make sure she's found alive. Her parents did come out and do like a short clip, and I'll show that tomorrow. It was really sad. It's just crazy. This is incredibly sad. And she was last seen in the Hoover area, July 13th, around 9:30. Man, that's 2 days ago. That's 2 days. I don't like that. But, I've said before I didn't like something and, we were cool. Remember Scotty Brooks? He was missing and we found him. Alabama, I'm sorry. Sorry about that, Alabama. Alabama. Oh, I will, Jan. Yeah, I have him on my... I follow SF Investigates on the Twitter. This world is cruel, Isabel. This girl was just driving home. And I don't know if she's going to school to be like a dental assistant, a doctor, or something along those lines, but she had on a white jacket in one of her photos, so it looks like she's a helper. She saw. Yeah, I heard about that, Jeff. How are you doing? We're going to do a whole live over it tomorrow. If you're available, you should come in the chat and chat with us. Because you're always got the good scoop. There is a subdivision back there, Marianne. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. Yeah, okay. I thought I thought maybe she was going home from work. Okay, she was going to pick up dinner. Because I've been listening to stuff today, but I saw like something on Pascal and just been on Twitter a little bit looking, so for sure. And I think tomorrow I'll come on in the afternoon and we'll cover this. And maybe we'll have something. You know, I don't know. This is, oh man. There's subdivision on both sides of the interstate. Oh, wow. Because that interstate, it is kind of a weird interstate. It's got trees everywhere. It's just, it's not very, like, wide, it didn't look like. What was it, 2, 3 lanes? So, okay, I'm going to jump off here so that way if everyone wants to go over and hang out at Let's Talk Live over on Brian's channel, he's live this evening too, I believe. So I figured that's why I came and did my live a little bit earlier, because I'm a good friend sometimes, you know? She already had a degree in psychology and was going back to school to be a nurse. Oh, praying Paula. Oh, praying Paula. I knew she was doing something with healthcare because of her jacket. That's so sad. I'm going to be praying for her. I'm going to make sure if anything happens tonight and I hear it, or if you guys hear something, you know, send it to my email and I'll come back on and we'll make sure that we cover everything. But as far as we know right now, there's nothing, no updates. So I wish there was an update. It's like no news is not good news, but you don't want bad news at the same time. So it's like, I pray for her mom and dad and her brother and her whole family, and, you know, it's so sad. So hopefully we find her and they find her soon. So I will see you guys all on the next live, which will be tomorrow. Thank you guys for becoming members. Thanks everybody for gifting memberships tonight. You guys rock. I love you guys so much. And thank you guys for spending a little bit of your Saturday night with me. I will see you guys all tomorrow. Have a good night. Thanks for watching.